Looking forward to whatever Seth Rollins has in store for us, whatever Naomi has in store for us, whatever Lyra Valkyria has in store for us, whatever Jacob Fatu has in store for us. And oh man, where does R-Truth's track go from here? So Money in the Bank. I thought the show was great. We had many developments, a little surprise match as well, and of course, the return, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the show, which was really unexpected. Nobody saw that coming. Lots of good moments in this show overall. I'm going to get to all of it. We're going to start from the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. The women's Money in the Bank match. I thought this was a pretty good match. I'm still getting used to all the new women in the roster, basically. Keep in mind, I've never watched NXT. I don't know why. I just never gave it a shot, right? So far, I'm liking Stephanie Vaquer. I think that's her name, Vaquer. I love that move of hers. I'm sure many men love that move of hers for obvious reasons. We saw her perform that move on a ladder to Rhea Ripley. That was brutal. There were many brutal spots throughout this match. It was a fun match, I've never really gotten into Alexa Bliss. I know she had a run in the WWE earlier, but I was not watching WWE during that time. I had a phase where I just stopped watching WWE, and that's when Alexa Bliss was a part of WWE. So Alexa Bliss is still new to me. So I'm still yet to get into, Alexa Bliss as well. So to me, this match was just fresh. Rhea Ripley was the only person in the match who I've followed, obviously. Everyone else, kind of just fresh and new to me. But overall, I did enjoy this match. There was a period in which I thought, Stephanie Vaquer would win. That did not happen. That was actually my prediction. I actually thought Stephanie Vaquer or Naomi would win. Okay, ultimately, Naomi wins the match, and I think this was a perfect spot. This was a perfect booking choice. Naomi deserves to win. She's been doing incredible as a heel, and I would love to see a heel with the Money in the Bank briefcase and just see how the WWE will take things forward with Naomi having the Money in the Bank briefcase, considering the fact that she's a heel. She has beef with Jade, with Bianca Belair, obviously, with Tiffany Stratton, who is the champion. So this could create some interesting situations. So I'm interested to see how the WWE will take this forward. Naomi is the perfect choice. She's the only one that made sense. Nobody else really made sense. So I'm glad the WWE made this booking decision. This was a strong point in the Money in the Bank PLE. Naomi stands tall. I'm all up for it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all up for it and excited to see how this moves forward. Next, we have a surprise match in which Dom Mysterio defends his Intercontinental Championship against Octagon Jr. Now, this match was announced at Worlds Collide, right, earlier in the day, and I actually watched Worlds Collide. Right? That was a good show as well. But anyways, I just want to say something about Dom Mysterio, man. I love Dom Mysterio. Right? This kid, he's bloody impressive. He's a heel who we love to hate. Many people will agree with me that we love to hate him. Right? And he's just been doing an incredible job. Right? So I was on Team Dom during this match. I wanted Dom Mysterio to defend his Intercontinental Championship successfully. The match was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was just a mid-card match on the show. I'm glad WWE added a show to Money in the Bank. 4 matches, 2 less, guys. But yeah, this match was there, and Dom Mysterio wins, right? And I'm glad to see the WWE pushing Dom Mysterio. He is not your cliche WWE superstar, right? He's not muscular, he's not really tall, he doesn't really have that intimidating presence. So for him, speed is on his side, right? That sneakiness is on his side. And that's what I like about Dom, is that he's just such an unconventional character in the world of WWE. And he's just doing such a good job with his character, right? And I love the way the WWE is just pushing him, like I said, right? He has that unique edge. I love the unique edge, and I don't know why, but I think a lot of people respect Dom Mysterio even though he's a heel, right? We saw that reaction at WrestleMania when he won the Intercontinental Championship. People just went wild because deep down everyone knows this kid's worth, and I think eventually he's going to turn naturally a face. He's going to be a face one day, ladies and gentlemen. He's not always going to be a heel. I think he's gonna kind of do that like balancing act, but deep down people love him. People love Dom Mysterio, and yeah, I'm glad he won. He successfully defended his Intercontinental Championship, and I actually want him to have this title for a while. I want this title run to be his defining moment, Dom Mysterio's defining moment, and just move away from just whatever else, you know. I want his in-ring ability to really shine, and that to just show people that, man, this is Dom Mysterio. He's the unconventional character who has skill in the ring. A plane. Anyways, Dom Mysterio, guys, he does defend his title successfully, and I'm happy about that, and I'm just happy for Dom Mysterio, man. Lyra Valkyria defends her Intercontinental title against Becky Lynch. Women's Intercontinental title, of course, right? I predicted the ending of this match, just like many people predicted the ending of this match, and the stipulation of this match kind of made it more obvious that Becky Lynch is going to win the match. And Becky Lynch does win the match. She defeats Lyra Valkyria. Yes, she cheats, right? But the stipulation is what made this a little more disturbing, right? And you need these type of moments, right? Becky Lynch basically embarrasses Lyra Valkyria. After she beats Lyra Valkyria, she makes Lyra do exactly what was promised if she were to lose the match, which she did. Becky basically stretches the situation, you know, to another level, makes it awkward, makes, you know, Lyra just feel unworthy and just embarrassed, and Lyra eventually loses her cool and beats down Becky Lynch. If the purpose of this feud between Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch is to put Lyra over with the fans, then it's working. I can see that Lyra Valkyria is finding herself. The fans are starting to really take her in. And now that she lost the belt, I feel it's the redemption arc now, right? Now Lyra has to get back into the game. She's gonna now chase, right? And I think her fan following will increase. I think this feud is doing a good job at really just pushing Lyra Valkyria. And Becky Lynch, you know, people say that she's cringy as a heel, and I agree, but it's getting the job done for Lyra Valkyria, and I think this will somehow help Becky as well. I don't know how, but it will. But overall, this match was really good. This was a good match. This was a solid match. I'd say it's better than the previous Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch Intercontinental Championship match. This was better than that, right? So this was a fun match. Definitely a highlight match of maybe, not the night, but maybe, you know, it was definitely a great match at Money in the Bank. We now have the men's Money in the Bank match. Now this was chaotic, it was overbooked. A lot of people are saying that it was overbooked. Like, a lot happened, right, during this match, right? But you know what? I like overbooked sometimes. I like chaos. You know, every now and then, you know, you just gotta sit back and just enjoy the insanity of things, right? And that is what this match was. It was just craziness. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this match, honestly. If I were to pick two crazy moments of this match, it actually has nothing to do with people who are part of this match. Number one, right, Braun Breaker comes out, you know, with Bronson Reed, right? And ultimately their goal was to basically just help Seth Rollins win. Braun Breaker does a couple spears, which are insane, absolute chaos. You know, I believe Bronson Reed does the tsunami, you know, so that was an insane spot during this match. The other insane spot was Jacob Fatu, man. Jacob Fatu is just a beast. He comes out, he basically just destroys everyone. He picks up Bronson Reed, right? Does the Samoan, I don't know what the move is called, man, but he literally picks up Bronson Reed, and just Jacob Fatu is a monster. We see Jacob Fatu turning on Solo Sikoa during this match, right? So all this happens, and nobody who's part of the match actually has anything to do with this, like Solo Sikoa. You know, he gets turned on, but Jacob Fatu, you know, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, none of these people are part of the match, yet they made the match, oddly, right? So I found that to be interesting. But yeah, it was a fun match though overall, right? We did get some good spots. Predictable ending, right? Seth Rollins wins the match. I thought LA Knight would win. I really thought LA Knight would win. And towards the end of the match, I actually thought LA Knight would win because LA Knight is about to really go for it. He's like, it's like him and Seth Rollins, right? LA Knight is about to go for it at the end, but then Seth Rollins comes out. He stops him, he gives him a curb stomp, and then Seth Rollins climbs the ladder, and Seth Rollins wins. We get a pretty predictable ending. So my prediction was wrong. I thought LA Knight would win. I didn't think they would do the predictable, because it was just pointing in the direction too obviously that Seth Rollins would win. So I didn't actually think Seth Rollins would win, yet story-wise, I guess it makes sense for Seth Rollins to win, I guess. Predictable choice, but sometimes I guess predictable is okay. One thing though, no CM Punk and no Sami Zayn. That is strange considering the promo that we got from CM Punk and Sami Zayn on Raw, right? Or was it SmackDown? I don't know. Nah, it was Raw, right? They were going to do whatever it takes to stop Seth Rollins from winning Money in the Bank, yet none of them were even at Money in the Bank. No glimpse. So I wonder what that's all about. That's kind of weird. I know a lot of people were chanting CM Punk, CM Punk. Until the last moment, I thought that maybe CM Punk or Roman Reigns, I don't know, would come out, but that did not happen. Seth Rollins just won, so that's kind of weird, but I guess it is what it is. I also want to talk about a bit of a pet peeve of mine. So this pet peeve of mine when it comes to ladder matches is that sometimes if the timing is not right, it can get awkward and weird. What I mean to say is that there was a moment where Penta was on the top of the ladder, right? And he was at the top of the ladder for a while. Now Penta knows he's not winning this match, right? It's booked, it's choreographed, right? So he's just standing up there awkwardly while, Grande Americano has to do what he's doing, right? So that was kind of strange. There are a few moments during this ladder match where we have either Penta or, Seth Rollins or Andrade, they're climbing the ladder slowly. And they reach the top and they're just hanging out there because they know someone else needs to do their role. They're part of the entire choreography and, stop them from getting the belt. So they're just hanging there and it's like, why aren't you grabbing the belt? It's because you're not supposed to grab the belt. You're not supposed to win the match. So I just feel the timing could have been better to avoid these awkward moments where they're just standing up there. They know they're not supposed to win, so they're just like slowly grabbing the belt, slowly climbing the ladder. So that's a bit of a pet peeve where, I don't know, maybe it's a minor thing, but I just feel the timing was a bit off in a couple places where they were just put in a spot where the Money in the Bank briefcase is right in front of them, but they can't grab it because they're not supposed to. And they're waiting for someone to just throw them out. But, well, it is what it is. But yeah, overall good match. Seth Rollins wins. Next, the main event. I was surprised as to why this was chosen as the main event. I felt something big just had to happen at the end of this match because why else would it be the main event? Why wouldn't the Money in the Bank, the men's Money in the Bank, be the main event, right? Why did they choose this tag team match to be the main event? There had to be a reason. That's what I thought. So something had to happen, right? So I was anxious, waiting for that moment. So Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. This was a boring match for a pretty long time. I enjoyed the slight miscommunication and argument between Logan Paul and John Cena. I see this going somewhere, right? As for Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, I felt that, Jey Uso actually gave a bit more excitement to this match overall, right, than Cody Rhodes. The strong points of this match are, the moments on top of the announcer's table, like the Jey Uso giving a spear, from one table to the other to, Logan Paul, and then Paul's somersault onto the table. Also, the usage of Logan Paul's, camera was interesting. We got some interesting angles of the match thanks to that camera. The last 8 minutes or so of this match was banger, right? The last 8 minutes of this match was really, really good. And I feel, Logan Paul genuinely has a role to play in just making the match what it was, right? Then the climax. Cena is about to do to Cody what he did at WrestleMania. The ref is busy, tending to Logan Paul and Jey Uso. Cena hits Cody Rhodes with the belt. That is when the man in the hoodie enters the ring. At first I had no idea who it was. I knew it was a man of color though. He basically nails Cena with the title belt. Then he takes off his hoodie, his face is revealed, and it is R-Truth, ladies and gentlemen. R-Truth is back. The WWE listened to the fans. They listened to the locker room. Or it was a work. It was not a work. It was not a work. The WWE listened to you guys. It was not a work. Anyways, R-Truth is there. John Cena is down. Cody Rhodes hits the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes wins the match. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso wins the match. And that is how we end the show. Overall, it was a fun show. I enjoyed it. Lots happened on the show. R-Truth is back. This is the power of raising a voice. No, it was not a work. I'm saying that again. It was your voice for speaking out. By your voice, I mean the collective voice of the WWE Universe. Now on Raw, we have Jey Uso defending his title against Gunther. Will Seth Rollins cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase as soon as Monday? He might. But will he succeed? I don't know. I feel it may happen. It's just a bit predictable, right? Overall, I'm enjoying WWE these days, but it's not like it was post-WrestleMania 40. Something feels off, guys, right? But this show, it was great, right? It was a good surprise, and I hope things pick up. Looking forward to whatever Seth Rollins has in store for us, whatever Naomi has in store for us, whatever Lyra Valkyria has in store for us, whatever Jacob Fatu has in store for us, and, oh man, where does R-Truth's track go from here? Some interesting things to look forward to, no doubt, guys. Things are picking up, right? Things are picking up. I shared my strong points regarding Money in the Bank PLE, and that's that, guys. Please do subscribe to my channel, like, share, and yeah, man, till next time, peace out. I'm gonna try and make content more regularly. Please check out my channel for some old videos or whatever. And yeah, till next time, peace out. Bye.